Games in this podcast range from E to M. All right. Hey, it's Larry Herb, Xbox's Major Nelson. Welcome to the show. We're excited to have you. We're in studio. We've got Rebecca here. We've got Jeff there. Hello.
Hi, Larry.
Usually you're in New York and Jeff is pied-à-terre in Seattle, and I'm over here.
Pied-à-terre. We're off to a great start.
But we're excited to have you all here. I mean, normally we do the show pre-recorded and air it on Friday. We said, hey, you know what? Let's do one live on Wednesday. Rebecca, you had some business. You had to come out here for some meetings.
Yeah, it was halfway meetings and half I just wanted to see you guys.
You missed us. You missed us.
It's so much more fun to do it here than in my small apartment in New York. So.
Well, we agree.
Yes.
We agree. So it's great to have everybody here. But you're here. We've got a lot of stuff. In fact, if you're following us on Twitter, you probably noticed that we've got some giveaways. We've got some cool stuff sitting in front of Jeff. Tell us what we have sitting in front of us, because this is kind of ridiculous.
Oh, this old thing?
That old thing.
That old thing?
Not the controller.
Well,
that is also an old thing.
Yeah.
It's a special occasion, Rebecca, with you being here. And so it was really important that we share that special occasion with you, the audience.
Yep.
Thanks for joining us. And so we're going to be doing some giveaways today, some cool stuff coming later. But in honor of the fact that I beat Elden Ring, yes, thank you.
Honestly.
Which
well
now
done.
everyone has done. I was like weeks behind everybody else. But I also beat Melania, the toughest boss in the game.
Why is she the toughest boss without any spoilers?
It's not really.
Is it one of those where it's like health bar, oh, and then she comes back with a whole big health bar and a separate set of attacks?
This guy.
Okay, got it.
It's almost as if you've done this.
Yeah.
Also, do you see the sword? Do you see this?
I see that.
Yeah.
That is longer.
Hard
that
to get
maybe
close
is,
to her. Yeah.
Yes. And by the way, the size of your character by scale is about that big. So
Right.
you're here. You're like looking up, and she can destroy you, and did several times from F, double-digit times. And then we actually have footage somewhere. I don't know if we can roll it. I'll admit I cheesed her.
How?
I used
How
a
did you
spell.
do this? Oh, we have the footage here.
Yeah.
Because
I
you
don't know if it's
recorded
rolling.
it. So tell us what we're seeing.
We basically, there's a spell called the Blood Flies, or Swarm of Flies. And so basically, I had my Mimic tier drawing aggro, which you see getting its butt kicked, as I basically stood back and used ranged attacks.
Well, it's funny because I'm watching her health go up.
Yeah, no, it's, well, when she does the attacks, they go, so
Right, there we go. There we go.
I definitely cheesed her. What's funny is literally the day after I did this, they nerfed that attack.
They did?
They did. So basically,
In before the nerf.
So this was not an honorable victory, but it was a victory.
It's a
all the
victory
same.
nonetheless.
And so anyway, in honor of that, I have the entire Super Deluxe Elden Ring Collector's Edition, which has this, and actually
Does it include the game?
it includes the game.
Look at that.
Actually, there's a
Nice
lot of
package.
cool stuff.
Wait, well, look at this. Look at this. Let's clear off the table here because Jeff has...
You should have brought your gloves for Jeff.
Well, as a matter of fact, I do.
Oh.
Rebecca, so funny you say that.
Are they clean? This is the first time anyone else has ever worn these gloves.
Wow.
Ooh, there's a good amount of elastic in
Yeah,
there.
there is.
That's
There's a
good
little bit
stuff.
of fit. There's a little
These
bit
are
of
not. Everything's first class with you, Larry.
By the way, that was not set up. She had no idea I had the
I
glove.
really didn't know. I thought they would have been left at home.
So there are many elements to this, and by the way, we're giving this away, which is the whole point. We're doing this. Really good, really cool art book here, and then underneath the art book.
But wait, there's more.
All the silica gel you can eat.
What do you do with those, by the way, when you have them?
Oh no, you don't eat them.
No,
Apparently.
it says don't.
So there's a steel book,
Yeah.
and then there is the actual disc.
Still
for
wrapped
the
in
game.
cellophane there.
Nice.
Yeah, this is unused. So all of this is going to be given away later on in the chat.
Yep.
And oh wait, there is one other element
Look at
that
this.
comes
Look
with
at this. Look at this.
Actually,
Oh, all right. Here we go.
there we go. You are now
I feel complete now.
an Elden Lord.
I feel complete.
Look, it even has room for the mic.
Yeah.
So it works out great. Rest of the show.
Doesn't hit
you're
the
all set.
collar.
Yeah, I love this. I
I've
love
abused
this.
the gloves.
Yeah,
They'll
a
never
little
let me use
bit.
them again.
Really
All right,
going on
there
power
we
trip
go.
there.
You know, this reminds me, and I don't know if we have the footage, but have you been playing WWE 2K22?
Well, no, I haven't, Jeff. But or have I?
Well, I think a call went out
Yeah.
to maybe if anyone wanted to put you amazing character creator
Yep.
mode in WWE 2K22.
Well,
and
we
everyone's
need to
having
back
lot
up a
of
little
fun
bit and
with it.
explain. So a couple weeks ago, I can't remember.
It was Malik. Yeah,
but
I was there.
You were there, but Jeff was on holiday, and Malik had joined us, who's on the team, and Malik had spent some time in the WWE character creators. Jeff just said, making me. And it was.
I initially only gave it an 8 out of 10, but actually, the more I saw it,
You
I was
watched
like,
it again. You played it back.
Yeah, and for I don't know, just because I've seen so many friends make characters through like the NBA 2K, like yours was actually, it was pretty spot on. I would give it a 10 out of 10.
So during that show, we called out to the community and said, "Hey, see what we feel free to have at it. Bring it. Let's go." So we have one here that Jeff that we pulled up on Twitter, and I don't know if we've got the video. If we can play it.
I haven't seen this.
Yeah, it's.
I'm so excited.
It's very good. So,
You kind of see it up there.
Is it rolling? Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the intro, and it's all about the intro. He got the gloves.
Yeah, he got the gloves.
Actually got the gloves.
I don't know how he did it.
Wow.
I don't know how he did it. But
Oh
I get
my
on the
gosh,
I'm getting on the
this is so
turnbuckle there, and I'm looking
Wow.
pretty good.
You're a spry gentleman.
By the way,
all right?
I've got quite the upper body.
That's nice
Physique.
build.
You've been working
Yeah.
out. Like people don't know with the blazer what's going on under there, but
I did not skip pec day.
no. So
That's pretty well done.
So thanks so much to the community member who contributed that. I don't know if you've got their name handy, Larry.
I
but
don't
that
have
was-
their name handy, but
I'll look it up.
Yeah,
But
we'll see.
Really great work, and WWE 2K22. You can even make Larry.
I'm
not
looking
miss
right now
that
to
day.
see. I've got his Twitter name right now. His name is Michael at Real Mike Walsh on Twitter. He's the one that made that. So thank you for that, Mike. And it was really great though.
Throw him
So,
a follow, and great work on that.
yeah, he seems like he did some good work. I'd love to see actually you, Jeff. I don't know what you would look like, or Rebecca.
What would my move be? You know, what would your finisher be?
Finisher? I don't know. I feel like mine would just be getting angry and storming off. Like I would just
To
give up.
me, yeah, to me, Jeff's finisher would be like dumping hot coffee on somebody.
Oh, that's a good one.
I could see
That's a good
that.
one.
That's a nice one. That's
Whereas
a nice
you,
one.
I feel you would take a mic and
Right,
you would-
just
that would be your steel chair.
Just kind of
would
go
be,
through them.
you know.
That would be my thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got our eye on the Twitch chat. If you're watching this on Twitter, head over to twitch.tv/Xbox. We've got the chat up here. I've got a little bit of Twitter open, so I'm kind of watching it all over the place. So it's but it's great to have everybody in studio. We're going to try to do more of these in studio, and it's all dependent on, Rebecca, when you're back here. What we may do, I'll give you a little clue, a little bit of inside baseball. We're trying to figure out how, when Rebecca's not here, that we can put you on this big screen right here.
That would be nice.
So you would be coming in on a very 1984-esque.
Well, I guess hologram technology isn't really there yet, right? So
So anyway, it's great to see everybody. We've got a little bit of news. We got a special guest coming on later on.
We do. What have you been playing? Either of you been playing anything?
Well, I finished the new Halo series or Halo season starts next week or the week after. I think it's next week.
It's next week.
And I finished my 10 Rye. So I've got them all 10 right out, so I feel pretty good about that.
nice done.
So that's the full samurai armor
Yep.
and all the accoutrements.
Yeah. In fact, my I wish I could bring it up, but I don't have a clip of it. My character is pretty good. I'm just going to say that. I've done nice coloring on him, and his coating looks good. But it's fun. I mean, Big T Battle, we go in there. It's a nice, quick. Let's get a couple games for like 20 minutes in the evening, and then I can kind of go back to work.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you have a game that you go to real quick when you want to just scratch an itch?
No, it's more like I kind of always default back to my Minecraft house.
Sure.
If I'm like on the couch, I'm bored, and I'm like, okay, I just want to do something for like 30 minutes.
Right.
Yeah, but I've been having a lot of home improvement problems, so it's been
Like what?
I keep like having a really grand vision for my house and like carving all the way into the countryside, like wanting to do something really picturesque, really grand, and then
So
I
your
change
skills
my
are
mind.
not up to your vision.
No, I only get like 20% of the way done with the house, and then I start over from scratch. But
Okay.
yeah, aside from that, I don't know. I have so many games on Game Pass. I kind of keep like starting them, trying them out, getting a feel, and then moving on to the next one. So.
Right. Yeah, it's funny. I was also playing. You asked me what I was playing, Jeff. Doing that one. Then what was the game we were just watching on the stream right before this? The one with the tax evasion one.
Oh, it's Turnip Boy
Yeah,
commits tax
I
evasion.
played that, and it's on Game Pass, and you have to try it out because if you were watching the stream earlier, right before we started here on Xbox, they were playing it. It's kind of zany.
Tell us about. Have you played it?
I played about 20 minutes of it. It's just it gets dark quickly. We'll just say that.
Enough to commit at least some light tax evasion.
Yes.
Maybe you didn't like deduct things properly.
You were aggressive but not illegal.
Yes.
So the enemy is like a
Loophole.
master auditor or something.
Exactly.
Press X to loophole.
Exactly. Anyway, check it out. It's on Xbox Game Pass, which you probably should.
What have you been playing?
Yeah, what about
lately?
you, Jeff?
So actually, there was another Game Pass game that came out this week that I've been getting into, and that is Research and Destroy. And I think we do have some footage of this one. And
So clever these days.
it's a game, and what hooked me is I read a description of it, and it was a turn-based strategy action game, and you don't see a lot of games that, like, what does that even mean? And so there are shades of XCOM to this game. There are shades of I would say Super Hot in a way. There's shades of Valkyria Chronicles, which is one of my favorite games of all time. So basically what happens is, and you're seeing some footage here, is it's post-apocalyptic times, and the supernatural have taken over the world. Ghosts and zombies and mummies. And 3 scientists are coming back to sort of like prove that they're not real, I guess. And so you control these 3 kind of like Scooby-Doo looking members of the team. And what happens is, with each turn, you take control of each one of these 3 characters. They have 8 seconds. And in that 8 seconds, you can use that 8 seconds to like move around, to fire, to collect an item, to do an objective, something like that, or sometimes all of the above. And as soon as you like let go of the controller, it stops and the time stops. And so you're kind of figuring out, okay, I've got 3.5 seconds left. I could probably get 2 shots off and I could pick up this power up or something like that. And the different characters, as you can see, there's a ton of customization. And there's also each one has a different weapon that they will use. So one can heal and hurt. One has like a rocket launcher. So it's very quickly after like the first map, I realized like I haven't played anything quite like this before.
Yeah.
Again, elements of XCOM. There's like you're taking over like a map of Europe. You're sort of liberating it. You're building universities to research the different mummies and the different enemies.
Research and Destroy.
Yes. So there's elements that definitely felt right out of XCOM, and elements that felt right out of Valkyria from that real time action.
Somebody just mentioned, where is it? They just mentioned in Apex Assassin in the Twitch chat, it looks a little bit like Destroy All Humans. I love Destroy All Humans. Did you ever play that?
I actually never did. I know it was a classic in it, and they redid it.
I don't know why, but I loved that game. I don't know if it was the campy 50s aliens are invading the world, but I don't know. I really enjoyed that stuff.
Yeah, someone in the chat mentioned that it kind of looks like Lumen's Gate. I can't remember if that's exact. Lemnis Gate. I think that's the term. And that is when I heard action strategy, like shooter, like that's also another thing. I wouldn't call it a genre. It's sort of a mashup of genres. And that one I'd want to say is like a first person. But yes, if that was a game that worked for you and that you found something to like out of it, I think this is worth your try. It's on Game Pass. Give it a shot. I gave it an hour and I kept finding like, okay, actually I'm going to do one more level. I'm going to do one more level.
Okay.
And I think I'm going to be seeing this one through. So Research and Destroy came out this week. Give it a try and let us know what you think.
What else do we have coming out? You got some stuff to talk about here, right?
Well, yeah. There's other games that are out this week. So 7 Days to Die is it's a long-running zombie survival sandbox RPG that is now also
survival
on Game
sandbox
Pass.
RPG.
Look, it's all
Sounds
about
kinda
mashing
State
together
Decay-ish.
all these other things. Yeah, so that also has zombies, but completely different. That's out.
Here's a little bit of. I think we got a little bit of video of that right here.
Oh yeah,
as I can tell by the ESRB.
Yeah.
So I know on PC this game's got a sort of a long running.
You have to gather supplies.
Life to this, yes. And so so it's from the first person perspective. I actually have not played this yet, but I know it's got millions of players.
And this one's on Game
PC.
Pass too, right?
And this is on Game Pass.
Yeah. Are you good
Is
at
it
crafts?
awful that this is like reminding me of Minecraft this whole time? Because it's like, get resources, build your defenses, you're fighting zombies. Like,
a lot of. I mean, that's a lot of. No, I mean, there's a good recipe there.
yeah.
So they're just they're kind of building on that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that like the idea of the resource gathering, scarcity, danger, and then defending your barricading, and then going out and that risk reward of going further.
Yeah.
I mean, that is quite a good formula.
Yeah.
You know what? You forgot to. We were talking about what we were playing. Before we get back to, I want to mention one more thing because we're all fans of MLB The Show. I was playing the Home Run Derby, which did you ever play Home Run Derby when you were a kid? Well, it's just that there's a bat and you're trying to get as far as possible. I played Home Run Derby This is actually a true story. It was Thursday or Friday night, and Phil Spencer was on playing Elden Ring. So I sent him a party invite, and we're in a party. He's playing Elden Ring, which he's all into, and I was playing Home Run Derby in MLB The Show, and we were just talking about games and all this other stuff. But MLB The Show, we should play.
There's co-op this
Yes.
year, which is new.
There's co-op.
And
Nice.
I think that would be really fun because
It's on Game Pass.
twice the errors, you know?
Yeah.
You could throw a bad pitch, and then I could dive and miss the ball, and then you could, take over the catcher, and then the ball could go past you. Like, how many errors in one game?
I set it up where I was doing, and then I played a game in Fenway Park in Boston, which I spent a lot of time in. So there's nothing like the outfield bleachers at Fenway. I'll tell you that. So.
Have you sat it on top of the Green Monster?
I have not.
Before?
I've not been on top of the Green Monster because those seats were put in after I left the East Coast. But I have spent some time in the bleachers, and there's nothing like that in the sun. Being baked in the sun.
Nothing like it, Larry.
There's nothing like it.
Probably we're not wearing sunscreen.
Drop in the
those
chat
days.
if you've been there.
Yes.
Anyway, so we're a little bit more news, then we're gonna have special guests coming in.
All right. So normally we record later in the week, and so stuff that happens later in the week, we're talking about it in the past tense. But
Yep.
it's Wednesday. It is 11:15 Pacific, and so this is not out now, but it's going to be out tomorrow, and that's Bug Snacks.
Yes.
And this is a game that you might remember due to its Caro Caro Bonito soundtrack. It had a very good band and very catchy theme song. So
Can you hum a few licks for us?
No.
Yeah, I would love that. I would love
No, I
that. Yeah.
Sure, you really don't want that. I can promise you don't. I'm not on that.
Here's it right
register.
here. Here's it.
Yes. And so
So cute.
it's adorable. Go on.
I actually have. So I haven't played this one. I've seen this trailer before. It looks really cool. I don't know if it's more. I mean, it kind of reminds me of like Viva Pinata, but I don't think it is. And then I also really like Super Animal Royale, just like really cute games. Like, what's the? Do you know like the genre for this one?
I think there's a lot of collecting.
Yeah.
It looks like open world platforming.
You're crafting, you're building, and you're killing. Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
That would be. I mean, looks like there might be a little bit there.
Yeah.
So it looks adorable, and it's got the good soundtrack. So that is available on Xbox Game Pass tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
So
I love
you'll
this.
be able
I
to
would
try
love
that
to see. I can imagine there would be such good like collectibles and like merch from this game too, and like, oh, this looks so cute.
In the chat, I'm an idiot. 19 says it's the genre is collecting.
Oh, that sounds kind of nice actually.
So-
So it is maybe a little bit more like a graduated Viva Pinata then.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
All right, we got a little bit more news here.
Yeah. Also coming is to Xbox Game Pass tomorrow, 28th, is Unsold. So
Wait a minute, tomorrow's the 29th? Where did
tomorrow's
April
the 28th.
go?
Yes.
Where did April go?
Well, you wouldn't know
Wait,
it because it's
tomorrow's-
still cold here.
Tomorrow's
but
28th, 29th, 28th.
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 It's okay.
This is good content here. Look at a calendar. So Unsold, which we're taking some footage here, is punishingly difficult but fair. Soul.
Sounds
difficult,
familiar.
fair. I don't
Yeah.
know. I might have heard of such things before. So it's an action RPG.
Is it fair?
They say, the developers say that it's fair but difficult, tough but fair. And then so you'll
That's what my
skill
teacher would tell
combos,
me.
counterattacks. Now, this is I'm getting some like Hyper Light Drifter vibes off of this.
Yeah, you are.
Like where you have like the sort of like really advanced 16-bit look, but like with effects that they could never have done on
Right.
a Super NES or Sega Genesis. So it looks good. Hyper Light Drifter was a heck of a game. So Unsold, that will be also available on Xbox Game Pass. And if you like what you're seeing here, give it a shot.
All right, next up.
All right. So coming soon. So last week we announced Sonic Origins, which is a remastered Sonic the Hedgehog experience with upgraded version.
I forgot the furry controllers.
I know. Oh, that was my one opportunity to
keep them?
touch them.
Yes. I wanted to send them back, and they said, no, keep them. I'm like, okay.
We literally
They're like, we can't dry clean them. Like,
yeah,
They
does
don't
not
want
want them
back.
back.
They don't want them back.
So
Oh,
that's
My daughter picked one up. She's like, what is this? I'm like, don't ask.
So this was announced last week. We didn't do a show, so worth calling out. Love to see Green Hill Zone.
Oh, I love Green Hill Zone.
And so it's remastering 4 titles, as you can see here.
Ring, 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 ring.
This is great.
Are you that
I
guy
like
that's
this.
got like
Larry
the
has had his
Sonic
coffee.
ring as your text message
I
alert?
don't think I do, but that you know
Did you
of.
see the new Sonic movie?
I have not seen the movie.
Heard very good things.
Really?
Um,
Yeah, like that. They're both the last one and this one are like like
Oh,
legitimately
that's
good
fair.
games.
Yeah,
Or movies.
yeah. I was just talking to some people about video games turning into movies yesterday, and we're like, oh yeah, I recently watched Michael Fassbender's Assassin's Creed. Oh, not the best, but yeah, the Sonic one was
You know,
mentioned
I
as
did
a
that.
good one. Though.
I interviewed those everybody on that cast.
Oh,
It was it was a weird.
Oh, it's
okay.
a Comic Con or
Wondering
something.
where you're going
yeah,
with
no,
that.
no, I actually flew out to New York for that. You know, what's funny is I have a connection to this, kind of a connection to the Sonic series, is that one of my good friends from Syracuse, he does the voice of Dr. Eggman in the animated series.
Oh,
Really?
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And he is,
So you're good friends with Jim Carrey, is what you're saying?
no, his name is Mike Pollock.
one degree away from.
And
Jim
he actually
Carrey.
oh, I didn't realize he was in Viva Pinata. Mike, we got to talk about that. Anyway, Mike and I went to school together. He was always he had amazing voices, so I'm glad to see he's doing that. But he was bummed when he didn't get the motion picture.
Beat out by this no-name Jim Carrey.
Arr.
What are the odds? So coming up after this show, I'm looking at Josh. He's going to be playing, along with Kelly, weekly Apex Legends.
Oh, yeah.
And
Which you and I have not been into in forever.
Well, I mean, look, we can only have so much time.
Yeah.
Definitely been, Elden Ring took up literally as a smoking crater. I did not play anything else for 2 months.
But now it's done.
So a new legend coming to Apex Legends.
Tell us.
And that is Newcastle, who is like a defensive sort of character. Like if Reinhardt from Overwatch was coming into
I'm sorry, you say
Apex
New-
Legends. Is that roughly good? Yeah, we'll go with that. So uses the shield to defend squad mates. I'm always a support character. I'm a lifeline main. So,
Yes,
maybe
I
another
remember
defensive
this.
character.
Imagine my disappointment when you said Newcastle, and out here in Seattle we have a golf course named Newcastle that their ultimate does not involve a golf club.
See, I was a little upset that it did not involve brown ale.
Okay.
But then again, we haven't confirmed that yet. Has the
yes.
full kit
Yeah, who knows?
been revealed for Newcastle yet?
Yeah.
Probably not. Anything could happen.
These are stretches.
Yes. And also, you might have seen this coming to Call of Duty Warzone. There was a new teaser that both King Kong and Godzilla will also be coming to Warzone. What does that mean? We don't know. But when Operation Monarch comes out May 11th,
May 11th.
presumably they will be involved.
I like this. Call of Duty's gotten a lot less serious over the years. It's great.
Snoop Dogg recently
Yeah.
added to the game. Also, I don't know if you saw Fortnite added like Wu-Tang merch. So
Yeah,
I had to buy that.
I saw that.
All right.
I mean, why not? Like these are like the real like you have the MCU, but then like within games they have like their own
Right.
the Fortnite and Warzone cinematic universe of IP.
God bless him. It's good stuff. Rocket League. Got some Rocket League news?
Oh yeah. Looking like Knockout Bash. So this is something we've been talking about, and I think we were doing some streams with that. So basically,
By
it's
the
a
way,
limited time
I was just
mode.
looking at the. I was like, oh, here we go. Here we
Yeah.
go.
So it's a limited time mode. I want to say it's one-on-one. It's definitely different. There's you can block.
Well, it looks
grab
one-on-one
mechanic.
here. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I was just talking about Rocket League the other day. I used to play this so often because
did?
Yeah, I used to play a lot of Rocket League, maybe like 4 years ago or something.
Right, when it came
Because it
out.
was like, it was one of those games where like people who weren't gamers, so like a lot of my like girlfriends would be able to play
That's
it
today.
with like,
You know, I have.
like
I
it's easy
have
to
a-
pick up and play it.
I have
Yeah.
a skin and a flag in here. The Major Nelson flag. Yeah.
I didn't know that. Oh my gosh, that's so
We'll
cool.
call back. I'll have to show that.
Still one of the most popular games on the platform.
Yeah.
So
or is
Yeah,
what
it's
do
not
people
going
call
anywhere.
it? Soccer, football, soccer, car soccer.
Car soccer, yeah. Yeah.
well, so anyway, that mode, as you saw, starts today.
Yep.
A couple of real quick hits. There's a new game plus mode now for Dying Light 2.
Yep.
Really the first big release of the year, Dying Light 2 Stay Human. Diablo 2 Resurrected.
Yep.
Added, so they had a patch update number
I should get Rod
2.4.
on the show.
That would be great.
Right?
We love
Rod Ferguson
not?
is working on Diablo.
So so they're adding new content. The first balance changes in over a decade, and some new runes and some other stuff like that. And now through May 17th, Rainbow Six Siege has a Rengoku event with special weapons and a remodeled skyscraper map.
Wow.
Now you know.
A lot of news.
Yeah, a lot of news.
A lot of news this week. It's been a great week. We've got we actually have some news from, well, it's not really last week, but we've talked about this on the show. We talked about some of the controllers that are now available, the spring collection.
Yes,
That's
love
kind of
them.
why I'm wearing a lighter
Look
color.
at that.
Trying to
Aw.
be spring.
What would you call
Yeah,
that?
it's great.
Pastel blue, sky blue,
Robin's egg blue.
Robin's
Robin's
egg blue.
egg blue.
So
Wow.
We've got some controllers that we announced last week. Let's take a look at the trailer. We're gonna come back and we have a special guest to talk about. Spring Collection 2022. Scott Weeby's here.
I'm
Scott,
starving.
Good
Yeah,
to see
that
you.
was kind of hard to watch.
Scott
without
from
a
the
snack.
hardware team. Good to see you. And you have them right
Good to
over
see
there
you.
to the
I
right.
do. My
I don't
treats.
know if we can take a look at them. If we can.
They're
pan a
not
little-
cake, as
there
we were
go.
discussing. They're not cake. They are.
Oh, wait a minute. Can we
controllers, in
talk
fact.
about that for a little bit? How did you guys put them in the? I mean, I can't even imagine legalities of that.
I don't know. I believe there were some disclaimers
I
in
think
there
so.
as well that said,
Yeah.
don't do this with the controllers. They might
Please don't do this with the controllers. But yeah, there's actually, you've got something to show off right here. These are now available.
Yes.
And these are from some of our third-party
These
partners.
are available for pre-order. This one's available now.
Okay. Show us what we got.
Yeah.
So let's start out here with the PowerA. This is PowerA's controllers here. They have, like I said, there are 5 different colors. We wanted to do something. I'll take a step back for the spring collection. It's sort of like, there's a lot of black controllers, a lot of white controllers,
Yeah.
a lot of things for everyone, and
Primary colors.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so Pamela Wong on my team had this idea that just said, let's take a look at what is underrepresented in the ecosystem of Xbox hardware. And she went to Twitter and sourced it, and we heard a lot of colors like this is what people want. And so we work with PowerA on these, and they're based off their enhanced wired controller, which is one of my favorite controllers. It's got mappable buttons here on the back that you can use.
Yep.
Super comfortable.
So I want to point
Love
out
the
that is a
volume wheel.
wired controller.
It's
You
a
can
wired
see the
controller.
port on the top
Yep,
there if you
yep,
spin it around.
Just right there. Just
Right.
port in the front. Yeah. And love these. And obviously the designs are just gorgeous. We were fortunate to get a lot of wonderful feedback, and rightfully so. I mean, this one, the pink lemonade. Come
Yeah.
on.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Do you have
good.
a favorite, Rebecca?
Well, I'm kind of inclined toward the purple camo. Is it purple or blue?
Yes, it's purple camo.
When you were talking about how some of these colors are like underrepresented, I remember when the Design Lab first came out, I made my controller bright purple, and then anytime anyone ever came over, that was always the first one that it's like, okay, we're gonna play something. I was always like, it's my special controller, but sure, you can have it. So I love.
But look at that
now.
D-pad, by the way. It's got a nice little metallic bling going
nice
on there.
finish.
Nice
Good
sheen
idea
on
for
it.
my next manicure. So yeah,
Yes,
I love
awesome.
it.
We're thrilled with how these came out, and we're excited to do more of these in the future,
Yeah.
more collections.
It feels
Yeah.
nice too. I haven't used. I mean, I've used the Elite, but haven't used one with like the
With-
buttons
yeah.
on the back.
Yeah,
so.
it's super easy. That button at the top there, you just press and hold that, and you can map buttons.
Oh, I like
to
that.
the
There's
back, yeah.
the like mic control.
Yeah, push it into mute
in the middle
and
too,
go
so
side to
you don't
side
have
for
to get
volume.
the big fat.
Yeah, exactly. It's really nice.
What is that thing called? Is that just, we used to call it the puck
Yeah,
back in the day.
expansion port device.
Okay, sure,
I
whatever.
don't know. Like,
Expansion
what,
port device,
What is
puck.
what is the customer friendly name versus like what do we call
What
it?
we
A
actually
hardware
use, yeah.
organization?
Yeah.
Like I don't know how to
The
speak
digital to
normal anymore.
analog customer port, yeah, whatever.
Here's
Yeah.
the puck under the hamburger button.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Yeah.
what we're talking about.
Starting back, always will be. Anyway, what else
Exactly.
we got?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we also worked with 8-Bit Dough on this
Oh, those
controller.
guys.
I like
This
that
pink
one.
controller is so cool. This one also available for pre-order. By the way, these are $37.99, so
Okay.
an amazing deal on these. This is $44.99. This also has remappable buttons on the back, but also has different profiles that you can go through and swap to your different
Can you bring
profiles
that
if
over
you've
here? I
got
want
it
to
set
show
up.
something because
Yeah.
this is actually, I love 8-bit Dough stuff because I've got a lot of stuff, a lot of their like old Sega type
Sure.
controllers. And
Yep.
But this one, not only does it have the buttons on the back, but it's got
Quick release.
the breakaway. Well,
Yep.
you call it quick release. I call it breakaway
yeah.
because we had this on the
Again,
original
I don't know how to
Xbox.
speak normal. And just
We had this on the original Xbox, and it
Yep.
saved many accidents in my.
Many a console being yanked out
Yeah.
of the wall.
absolutely
Because
had that too.
back in those days, you had the 200-pound CRT, and you didn't want that thing coming down. that would be embarrassing. But this is really. What's the star button for?
The star button is how you remap everything at the top, and then you have, so this is your sort of remappable thing here. There's also a way to adjust the stick sensitivity on this and the trigger sensitivity. So they've got an app that goes along with it that's really cool. So lots of customization that can be done on this.
And is there Bluetooth on that, or is that just wired?
This is just wired,
Just
yeah.
wired,
But we
okay.
do have a Bluetooth controller with them too. It's the SN30 Pro.
That's the one, and I know this is the last minute. I don't think we can pull up a picture of it, but it looks like a SNES controller.
Yeah, exactly.
It's black.
Exactly.
You look at it and you're like, this is the Xbox controller. This is the SNES controller. You're kind of like, cock your head a little bit and go, what is that? So I don't know if
Great.
you do a search for it
It's
online.
It's great for smaller hands.
Yeah.
It's absolutely great for that. It's great for on the go. Like that's a
Frex
controller
Cloud.
that I was playing Celeste with a bunch when that was out, just because it's it's basically like a 2D side scroller, very punishing game. We were talking about fair but punishing games before. Celeste would be one of those.
Right.
And it's great for streaming. It's a Bluetooth controller, so I
Right.
take that on the go. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun. So so tell us a little bit about what you do on the hardware team, because you kind of deal with a lot of our third-party partners.
Yeah, so at Design for Xbox, we have 40 plus different partners that sit across a number of different categories. We have controllers like this. We also do headsets, both wired and wireless, wheels, flight sticks, fight sticks, storage. We're in so many different categories. Charging is huge for us.
Right.
And then, stands and all sorts of other stuff too, which is really cool. We try and fill the gaps in the Xbox accessories experience. So if there's something that is a need of the community that they aren't seeing, we listen to that feedback, and then we go and work with these companies to bring those products to market so that everyone can support their gaming experience the way that they want to.
And if you look on the boxes there, you can kind of see that little badge that you put on and what does that mean?
So-
So a lot of folks ask me on Twitter, like, okay, that's cool. What does it mean? Did you make it? Did you not?
Yeah.
What does it mean?
Well, if you see this, I know about it. Our program basically, we have a board that sits and reviews every concept that comes through, and we say, is this suitable for Xbox? Do we have any concerns around it from a safety standpoint? Is it going to be great from a usability standpoint? Is it going to work great on the platform? And then once we get through that, we're aiding the partners in development. We have technical specs that say, hey, how do you build accessories for the platform? And then beyond that, we have a validation process to ensure that just what you're buying is a step above. And there's some things that you can't use. Like, you can't buy a controller that's not designed for Xbox because there's security associated with it.
Right.
But other things like charging and storage, there's a level of validation that we go through to just ensure that it's working perfectly every time right out of the box that is worthy of the Xbox brand.
Right. And we're actually going to give a couple of these away in the chat. So if you're watching this on Twitter or over on Twitch, just go over the Twitch chat and check it out, and we'll put in, I believe it's exclamation controller. We're going to pick some random folks to give those away,
Nice.
courtesy of you and your team.
Hey, I love it. And we got one more here.
Yeah, what is this?
Let's talk about this.
Yeah.
OtterBox Easy Grip PowerShell. So, and by the way, all of these exist in our program already with the standard colors. These were just cool variations that we did to do
Right.
something new.
Right.
I
The
love
spring
this
collection.
one so much. Exactly. Spring rejuvenation.
Right.
Right. This one is so cool. These grips are actually swappable out here too, so you can put different grips on the side of them.
Yep.
But this purple and sparkle is really cool. We did all the product shots in white, and you really can't see the sparkle as well
yeah.
on
Right,
white.
right.
And so in blue, it's like this really cool starry silver that's on top of it. But this is for the Series X and S controllers, so make sure you have one of those.
Yeah, can you
'cause
square it up
that's
to the
one that's
camera if you would, and you can kind of take a
Yes.
look at it. There you go.
Yeah.
So it gives them
that.
extra ruggedness
Ooh.
and
extra
protection?
ruggedness. Again, if you're playing one of those, punishing but fair games, you might have trouble with your controller
Right.
making its way to the wall or
Yeah.
something. You'll be protected here.
And that just snaps on there, right?
It just snaps on, yeah. And so
That's awesome.
I have this. First of all, too, you should all feel the
Yeah, I would love
ergonomics
to.
on it. It definitely feels very natural. And just if you have bigger hands and you feel like the Xbox controller the way it is, like you wish it was, maybe you were a fan of the Duke, right?
Right.
Like you might want to try that out just for ergonomics too. And
Yeah.
so
Right.
it
Gives
protects
gives
it.
like
but-
a little extra, have to. I
Yeah.
also feel like with this grip, when I go to throw my controller after Godric, takes me down
Exactly.
for like the 20th time, I'm really going to get extra distant.
You really are. Yeah,
and
for sure.
Carnage brought something up in the chat. It says the glitter won't get all over your hands.
Oh, that's
how many-
important.
Absolutely true.
Yeah,
but if
but
I
Is that usually a
did,
problem? I don't know.
but if I brought the treats and the cookies, it would have
Right.
been all over by now.
Right.
The mouth.
It's
and
nice.
over the
You
whole
know,
thing.
it's interesting. Like when you were holding it, I thought it looked really kind of like jelly
Yeah.
almost, but it's actually pretty firm. Like it feels more like a phone case for a
Yeah,
controller kind
definitely.
Yeah,
of.
that's a good way of putting it.
Which
Yeah.
is, OtterBox's primary business, right?
Right,
And
yeah.
so we were so excited to work with them because they're such obviously a great company and they make amazing products. And this thing is just rock solid.
Yeah.
I've had one of those on my controller in my backpack forever, and nothing has ever
there you
happened.
We got a
Honestly,
question.
yeah.
Do these work on the Xbox One controller as well as the Series
They,
controllers?
these specifically are built for the Series X and S.
So the answer
controllers.
is no.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
want to make
Yeah,
sure.
no, I agree.
slightly different industrial design.
Because people may not, or we certainly talked about it when Xbox Series X and S launched. Is the controller was it 33% smaller? Is that
I think it's just 3%.
Three
is the
percent. Okay, I
difference,
knew
yeah.
it was a 3. Sorry.
Yeah.
But it's a little. The controller's a little bit smaller because your hardware team did some
Yep.
research that many more people could X number more people could hold it, and it
For
was
sure.
more comfortable.
Yeah, and that had impacts across the way that we do things now. If you buy a charging solution now, it'll ship with 2 different battery doors, one to fit your last generation controller and one to fit the new generation.
Sure.
And that's a design for Xbox thing. We're thinking about those things and making sure that it's going to be great no matter what you have.
But controllers are obviously controllers and headsets are what people think when they think about the design. You also do monitors.
Yeah, we do.
Because you guys sent me one and I've been using it. It's amazing.
Yeah, I use one too. Gaming monitors is a new business for us. Like, gaming monitors. It's tricky. The whole experience. We're kind of in a bubble. I think a little bit when it's just like, oh, you just you play Xbox and you have these amazing displays and you know how to light up HDR10 and VRR and all that.
Right.
So to be able to have design for Xbox monitors where all that stuff is just clearly indicated on a compatibility bar right on the front.
Right.
That when you plug in your Xbox, it's like, oh, there's an Xbox. All these features are already on, and
Right.
it looks amazing. Refresh rate, all that stuff. So we're excited about those partnerships. I use the Philips Momentum monitor. That's a great partnership
Yep.
they have. We also work with Asus and Acer and some other ones too. So I see Momentum over there actually.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of work that your team does as you said, validating, which is just making sure that when people get home and unbox it, that everything kind of works much better.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, because it can be the Wild West, especially in the monitor and display space. Like it's challenging. I mean, you have to go online and figure out like which settings to change and sometimes like that. And so there's also work that we do as part of Design for Xbox. It's like not our licensing business where we're working with other TV manufacturers just to make sure that the experience of opening and unboxing an X or an S and plugging it into a TV, like it's a great experience to set up through them, even if you don't have a licensed monitor. It's just
Right.
using an LG or a Samsung or whatever.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Well, what's on the horizon for you guys? You guys are working on stuff. You're thinking of holiday right now, right?
We're thinking about holiday, so
we don't have anything to announce, but
Yeah.
yeah, a lot to be announced in the coming months.
Right.
Naturally, there's some beats coming that
some moments.
we'll align to, and so we're excited. But definitely a lot happening on the audio space this year, which will be fun. You'll see some things continue to happen with Flight as we continue to build out the ecosystem for Flight Sticks, which will be very exciting. Those are
and I
massively
want you guys
complex
have
products.
with the flight sticks. Have you used the flight stick, Jeff or
I have.
Rebecca?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
pretty
I used
amazing because you've got the range of, and I unfortunately don't have photos here, but you've got kind of the affordable ones all the way to the ultra luxe versions, right?
Yes. And there are flight sticks. It's like, do you spend your time flying around a little Cessna, or do you want to like literally fly a Boeing commercial aircraft?
Right.
Like Thrustmaster makes a Boeing yoke that's like they've got a partnership with them, and ran through our program. It's got the full quadrant that goes alongside of it and stuff. It's pretty cool for the enthusiasts. Like that community is so passionate, and that's one other thing that's so fun about Design for Xbox is being able to work with the community and like understand exactly what they're looking for, and then work with our partners to make sure it's reflected in the products they ship.
Right. And what's the best way that people could give feedback to your team on like, hey, this is what we want for the next collection of colors?
Well, we hear it on Twitter. We definitely hear it on Twitter. But
I do
also,
too.
I know personally, myself and other members of my team, we read the Xbox subreddit quite a bit and see topics that come up there.
Is
I
that
feel-
our Xbox One? That one?
Yeah,
Or-
yeah. Read
That's
that
great.
one, and then there's a number of other ones too. And I always go through the comment sections whenever I see one of our partner products announced on an Xbox Wire post or anything like that, and see what people are saying and see what the concerns are, because I think in hardware development, sometimes you can, again, be a little bit siloed and think that something is maybe not as important. And then when you actually reach out and you understand what the community is talking about, you go, oh, maybe we've missed something here. I mean, that's kind of the whole genesis of this program too, right? Is that you do things a certain way for a long time, and you go, maybe there's something that we're not thinking about. So let's do this. We'll have more. We've got a roadmap of 3 or 4 more of these collections to come, and more than just colors. We're thinking about other things that the community has really come to us and said, this is important to us. We wish you would do more of that.
And that's something that Phil has always said is we putting gamers at the center, and that's what we do. We in everything we design, and we're listening to as you said on Reddit and Twitter and all the places that gamers are so that you can help us and Scott and his team and everybody else make the product better.
Sure. Yeah. Even YouTube comments.
Really? Okay.
The last time I read those, they were like, "Why doesn't this guy shave his beard?"
Yeah.
Like, he's on
That was
camera.
Rebecca's
Yeah.
mom.
Scruff.
I know.
Scruff.
Tell me
Let's
about
keep
it. Yeah.
This side, of the,
Yeah, yeah. Trying to get Larry to grow the beard. So, telling you, it would really make your wrestling character look much tougher.
Ooh,
That's
that
true.
is
Yeah,
true.
like a full
Yeah.
full beard.
I want to
Yeah.
keep the focus on my pecs.
On that build.
I would too. So these are available now.
These are open for pre-order right now. They ship in the middle of May, so that's the 8-bit Dough and the Power A, and then the OtterBox is available now. They're all at Microsoft stores.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Right on, man.
Yeah.
Scott, it's always good to have you on. Can you have you on again sometime? Also, I want
Absolutely.
to quick little call out. You host a podcast.
Ah, yes, I do.
Let's talk about that real quick.
Oh, if you like baseball and three people who sort of know a little bit about it, but also go off tangent quite a bit. It's called Dome and Bedlam. It's a Seattle Mariners podcast for the local folk industry.
Did you
Yeah.
play? Have you
Nice.
played RBI?
No, I haven't, but I've been playing the show.
Or
I was
MLB,
just
I'm sorry,
sitting
MLB.
back here and just dying over all the show talk. I've been so hooked on Diamond Dynasty, just going deep into it this year. Deep. It's a problem,
like I said,
actually.
I mean, we maybe we should have you on and play sometime.
I would love
we would love
to.
to do that.
Yeah.
It's on Game Pass. So.
Sounds good.
Thanks for joining us.
We've got some time left. What do you?
Yeah, we got
you
about
wanna do?
15 minutes left. We're
Play
gonna play.
something?
Yes.
Do you want to hang out with us?
Yeah,
Scott?
let's
Is that
do
all right?
it.
Do you mind? Yeah.
Sounds good.
We're gonna play a little bit of. Minecraft, which is a product you work on.
Minecraft Dungeons.
Dungeons. We're gonna play Minecraft Dungeons. So we're not gonna see Rebecca's poorly constructed home.
No one wants to see that right now. It's at this point, it's basically just a really big hole, and then I kind of have like these big holes in my world, and I give up on that one, and I move on. And
We
then
call it negative space.
negative space. All right, that's great.
When
Okay.
I play creative mode with my daughter, I'm basically like the general contractor. She's like, build a wall, 25 long.
And then she'll come back
and
later.
10 high. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about Minecraft Dungeons, Rebecca, for those folks that aren't familiar with
is
the
that
game.
me?
Yes, so Minecraft Dungeons initially came out, I think, just shy of 2 years ago. But the game was just a fraction back then of what it is now. So if you tried it out at launch, you need to jump back in. There have been, I think, somewhere between 6 to 8 DLCs that have came out, but we also recently, in the last year, moved to a seasonal model. So now there's new seasons with really free updates and big content. The second season just came out last week, which is called Luminous Night.
That's what we're going to look at here.
Yes. One thing I should mention, the first season came with, I don't know what you're doing. Just
Controller's dead.
let me know when I need to pay attention to the game again. But so the first season came out and it included a tower mode, which we were talking about what that would be called if it's like endless or if it's horde.
But describe what it is.
Yeah, so it's essentially it's a tower, and at the first level you enter without any items. You lose all of your like armor, your level, and then you defeat all the monsters on that level, and then you like start to gain some items, gain some health, and then it progressively gets harder and harder, but you get more items and gear as you go along. Oh right, sorry.
Oh, did sing.
Oh, am I this one now?
There were not fresh batteries in these controllers.
I see.
batteries
Here. You got some?
Yeah.
By the way, we tested all of this before we started the stream, and that's what happens.
Yeah,
So-
but so the tower gets harder as you go on. But that's why it's a really fun mode for someone who either hasn't played this game before, isn't a super experienced gamer. Like you don't have to worry about one person's difficulty kind of wavering the experience for someone else.
Let's
Okay.
jump in.
Okay,
Let's
so
see it.
I'm P1 now.
You are P1.
All right, so what we're looking at here is
Oh, look, matching.
the camp in Minecraft Dungeons, and then if you go over here to Mission Select, it's the map. So this is the map for Minecraft Dungeons for those of you who haven't played. These are all the different levels. It starts out, I think it starts either at Soggy Swamp or Squid. I think Squid Coast is the first one. So you need to defeat that first level in order to go and play the tower, just because it's really kind of the tutorial level. You kind of learn the basics around how to move, all of these things. And then from there, as you continue to play, you can unlock more and more levels, get more gear.
And there's tons of areas now. Like where
Yeah.
you look at the top, you've got the island round. I mean, there's so many levels.
you played this,
This
Scott?
is not even the
I
entire
have.
map.
This is new to me. I think I fall into that group. I was obsessed with it when it came out, and then I made my way through it. But so much new content.
You're in the tower now. This is Rebecca playing. Rebecca works on the Minecraft
So
product.
you're using the daggers. That's
Shoot! Oh my gosh!
oh my god. Oh, you don't have anything equipped?
I know.
Wow, look at that health go down.
This is
Sorry, I'm not doing
because,
very well.
Because you start at level 1. You have like nothing.
Yeah.
Okay,
That
okay.
is challenging.
Okay, this is not going well.
Exit, exit, exit.
No, she's got it.
Yeah.
Have some faith,
There we
Larry.
go.
Look at that.
Okay, I'm a little out of practice.
Good recover.
Back against the wall.
So one of the features with Luminous Night is, just the tower looks different now. So the tower has this kind of, now that it's calm, I'm going to walk around.
Yeah.
The tower has this kind of like luminescent accents to it. It's a little bit spookier, a little bit darker. God, I can only imagine what's waiting for me on the second floor, though. How about Jeff gives the tower a shot? Maybe it'll go a little bit better.
I don't know about that.
Here you go.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
now I'm going to die
Wow.
because I saw what was ahead. All right. So you start with nothing.
You start with nothing. You have arrows, a bow and arrow, and then you also have,
Okay.
I think, a dagger.
Yeah, well, it looks like I've got a bigger weapon, which will hopefully be helpful. Oh, you've already cleaned the first level. Easy. It was a breeze.
Wow.
Level 1. Couldn't be easier.
GG.
So I got some rewards for completing the first level, so
Okay.
you can equip some better things instead of
Alright.
just starting out with
So
very.
I can get better health.
So this just keeps going.
Yes. And with the second season, there's also the adventure pass. So if you can get different like emotes and content, like you can get a pet. The pet and these things like won't follow you to the tower, obviously,
Sure.
because you start as square one. But the pets are really cute. So one of them in particular that we just introduced is called the Wildfire.
And what is that?
So it doesn't have an animal that resembles it in real life, but it kind of looks like a triangle with a head. And but the point I wanted to make though is that the Minecraft team does a broadcast every year called Minecraft Live. It's in the fall. It's where we share what's coming up with the franchise
Sure.
for Minecraft and Minecraft Dungeons. One of the things we do during that broadcast is we introduce 3 new mobs
To vote.
Right, and then during the show, we let the community vote, and then at the end, the winner will get implemented into the game within the next couple of years. But there are always, 2 losing votes.
Right. 2 non-winning.
Yeah.
We don't lose, we
sorry,
don't
sorry.
win.
2 non-winners. Yeah, and we try not to let those go to waste because, the team spends a lot of time,
Right.
thinking about what kind of utility these could add, and
So the voting is really about priority.
a little bit, yeah. But so the cool thing is, because the voting is for a mob that will come into the main game, Minecraft itself.
Sure.
But so we found ways to bring it into like other aspects of like Mojang Studios products. So like with this one, we are repurposing the Wildfire to be an enemy in Minecraft
Right.
Dungeons.
Makes sense.
But it's kind of a cool nod to the community, like, hey, we didn't
Whoa,
forget
that
about
goes
this
crazy.
one.
Yeah, it's hey, look over there. It's
Yeah.
we found a home for it.
Yeah, basically.
Jeff's doing a great job here. Watching Minecraft Dungeons. Tune in with the Xbox podcast. But excited to see everybody this week. We've got a.
Oh my God. Go.
I actually realized, I think that this is around the time I joined the podcast last year.
Oh, has it been a year?
It's been a year
Wow.
already.
Well,
yeah.
Yay! Congratulations.
Wait, what's going on?
Yes.
Okay.
What's going on here?
Someone sent us out. All right.
yeah.
Well, it
There
was
we
a nice
go.
effort.
Wow.
Oh, we're signed into somebody else, I think, what
Oh.
happened.
But anyway,
Oh, that makes
you've
sense.
been on the podcast for a year, and how are you enjoying it?
Yeah. I feel like I had a lot of like technical difficulties and just kind of getting comfortable like talking and all
Right.
of these things to kind of get used to. But overall, it's been a really nice year.
Well, it's been great having you.
I've gotten to know you guys a lot
Oh, that's
better,
been
and it's given me an excuse to play more games.
And we get real time feedback from your mom.
Yeah, I know. I think she's watching live at home, so hi, Mom.
Okay. Hi, mom. Hi,
Yeah.
mom.
I got some great feedback on my nose ring this week from her. So
Did you
yeah.
notice that?
Yeah, I got my nose pierced. And
I noticed.
Mom loves it.
It's moms do. They tend to love those things.
But it's been a really nice year of podcasting with you guys. So
Yeah.
thanks for having me on the show, and it's nice to be here in person with you.
They've got some nice notes in the chat as well, so thank you for that. Minecraft Dungeons now available on Xbox Game Pass. We talked about Game Pass today. We talked about all those amazing controllers that Scott brought by. Scott, we've
Yeah.
had you on the show a couple times already, so it's
Yeah.
people love hardware,
Yeah, I think this is 4 or 5, maybe.
right?
now,
Yeah, that's right. Because we had you on
Yes.
before
Yeah,
COVID in the
studio.
In the old
Yeah.
studio. That's right. I totally forgot about that. We're gonna have to wrap it up in just a minute. So we should probably, if you guys want to, do we have the winner? Oh, touch my dog. Apparently,
Touch my dog.
Touch my dog.
Excuse
Did you pick that?
What?
Don't touch anyone else's dog.
Touch my
please.
dog. Congratulations. We're going to get this amazing. Jeff, would you autograph it or should you autograph?
I should not. You should leave it
Would take the
alone.
It will
value
actually
down.
go down in value if Jeff autographs it.
That's exactly how it works. It will never have been more worthless. But the fact that I did beat Melania is a stain on really everybody.
It's like, well, I'm watching you now. I'm like, did you really beat Melania? Because I'm seeing you on floor 1. And
Wow.
Well,
I have no room to
okay,
talk.
the betrayal is real.
I'll let you all kind of battle that one out, but I want to just remind folks, if you're watching on YouTube, feel free to like and subscribe. You know the standard drill there. Spotify, love having you over there on Spotify. You know, it's interesting. We've been on Spotify with video for about 6 months now, probably about 5 months. They now have Spotify podcasts on video for everybody.
Oh,
you should get your podcast on video.
Seriously, I don't know if anybody wants to see me.
That's
They
well,
don't
you're
wanna
here.
see us either.
As long as you show up with controllers, everything's fine.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds good.
Yeah.
We'll do a crossover episode.
Yeah.
Anyway, but Scott, thank you for joining us. It's always great to see you. Jeff, thanks for coming in. Rebecca, welcome back to the West Coast for now. You're headed back to New York when?
A couple more days.
Couple more days. So floor 1 cleared.
No, this is good. I'm going to be This is going to be my new meeting game.
Yeah.
You know, when I'm not really tuned in because usually there's so much in the main game, and I do love the main game. There's a ton of exploration, and you kind of have to think a lot. But it's just clearing out relatively small areas. I really like it.
We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all the support in the chat, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.